Hello, how are you? Welcome to another session of What's Your Story? This is where I bring you every week a guest that's authentic and genuine, that's going to share insights and practical information that you can put to use right away. What's your story? We all have a story we tell ourselves, but that's usually not the story people want to hear. Our topic today is wellness, and my guest today is Dr. Charley Pate, Executive Vice President and partner of a company called Envision2bWell. See at the bottom of your screen. She is the content whisperer. Now there's an interesting title. And she helps women and men engage, learn, and be motivated to own their own health and well-being. She's doing this through an app on your phone called Envision2bWell app. And we're going to learn more about that as we go. Doctor, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
having me. We appreciate you being here. So the audience always likes to know right away, like, what the heck do you do? So jump in.
Okay. Basically what we do is we bring to life compelling wellness content to engage people to take charge of their health. We help them learn what they need about their health and wellness and motivate them to make necessary lifestyle changes. Everyone needs some support to help them achieve their goals, especially the more difficult ones in health and wellness.
Now, wellness is a pretty hot topic everywhere today. It's all over the media. There's all kinds of shows built just around wellness. There's all kinds of things being pitched on wellness, so it's a hot topic. So what is it about your approach to wellness that differentiates you from others?
Well, I have a slide about that. Can we?
Will you bring up the slide? Thank you.
Okay, how are we different? Great. First of all, our difference is in our foundation. Number one is that we understand that everybody is different and every body is different.
You mean physical body?
Our physical body, yep.
All right.
We also believe that everyone deserves and has the right to four things that make up our program. It's called knowledge, support, access, and autonomy around their health. The third thing is we know that the world is changing and that everyone is going to need to take more ownership of their health and wellness. We can't depend upon health insurance or whatever anymore. We're going to have to depend more on ourselves.
So it's accountability. I mean, I have to take responsibility. I have to be accountable to myself. I can't expect to get phone calls from people telling me how you're doing. So I have to take responsibility.
We have to take more responsibility. Of course, not all, but definitely more.
Okay.
And part of that, the reason is because we're realizing is that health is social. It's not just physical. Health and how we feel and our wellness is a lot determined by the social lives that we lead.
So you used, before the show, two words like inclusion and access. Mm-hmm. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. I'm an educator, and I've always had a passion for inclusion and access. Inclusion means everybody counts. And access means everybody deserves to have a door to walk through and says, this is what I need. As part of this whole process, I completed an extensive research that included social determinants of health and wellness, and that research is what led to our wellness model that we call social health empowerment.
So you did research to develop a solution.
Yes.
All right. And so this is unique then?
It is.
What kind of response have you gotten?
Well, a lot of people, because we have created the name, we've coined the name, it's new. So I think it's going to take a while. But what's neat about it is this, and this is the second slide, why social health empowerment, is that it's our four components that make up our wellness model. The first is knowledge about the full spectrum of health that includes how to be well. The second thing is support. Everyone needs support with decisions and choices around their health and wellness. The third thing is access to resources and other supports that increases our engagement with our health and wellness. And finally, we all deserve to have as much full autonomy as we can over our lives and our choices.
So when somebody comes to the app, you and your team have already vetted what they should know, so they have like a one place to go to get everything that they need that can be personalized for them, if you
Yes.
will.
And in fact, it's vetted and it changes, and they will have everything. They can actually engage in health, everything from aging to work, financial wellness, eating wellness, health wellness, spirituality, kindness.
All the different aspects on
All the
that
different
fit.
aspects.
The wheel
they
of life,
consider.
as I recall.
360-degree well-being is what we call
So
it.
we keep calling them they. Can you explain who the different audiences are that you're targeting?
Well, our clients are threefold. The first group are corporations and companies who want to save money in healthcare costs while moving beyond steps and food and diet.
So they're going to
and-
sponsor the app for their employees.
Well, we have a full wellness program that is not just the app.
Okay.
So yes, so that would be part of it.
So who, in addition to the corporate people, are you targeting?
Our also target are women and men who want to save time, have more wellness, and better health. And so, because everything is in one place, they can have music, podcasts, and videos. They can have articles. They can have challenges, a kindness challenge. They can talk. They can track their food, and they have recipes for any sort of food that they'd like to create. It's all in one.
So I can see somebody on a treadmill with their headphones on, interacting with your app while they're working out.
Absolutely.
Is that the concept? That's the ideal concept.
Yeah. And the thing is, they could also be in their kitchen looking at a recipe, cooking something healthy for their kids through the app. And if they need to have access to an expert, they'll be able to do that through our app, a wellness expert.
This is very well thought out. So you have a team of people
Yeah.
that does this. So within that team, your specific role is what?
Within that team, my specific role is, in addition to being in charge of all the content that to create engagement, my other role is that I'm the change agent and the lead person for cities and other entities that work with underrepresented populations.
Can you give me an example
Well,
of who you might try to contact?
Okay, city behavioral health services, cities health and wellness services, because they're the ones that work with people who don't always have access to what everybody else has access to.
And so this would be, by comparison, probably less expensive for them of
Well,
a
not
solution?
only less expensive for them as a solution, because my role in this would be either to help bring resources to the city, or the city help to create resources to create a program for these individuals, so that number one, the city can save money by having more of their constituents take ownership for their wellness.
So the government truly then can serve in a different way
More
now.
people, exactly.
So you were an educator,
Yeah.
and now you're doing some, there's a lot of education you do now, but not the way you did it before.
Right.
Could you share with us a little bit of what you were doing before you pivoted and why you pivoted into this work?
Well, there were three, I call them radical stimuli, that got me here. Radical mean because it was definitely life-changing. First one was, I spent 17 years as a professor. My background was in special ed in education, and
We're
I had
talking
some work
about
in
university
rehabilitation.
level?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, at Chestnut Hill College and LaSalle University, right here in Philadelphia. So I was there 17 years, and I decided after that what I was offered was just getting much too small, and I wanted to do more, but there didn't seem to be an opportunity. So my heart was still in there, but I left knowing that, okay, what's my next step? Then the election, and then the Women's March happened. And for me, a part of the Women's March was, the Women's March gave me words that I hadn't been able to use in a long time, and two phrases come up. One of them is that I know that women and men, in many ways, have been left out of a lot of conversations, But I also know through many, many years, I'm a baby boomer, that we also leave ourselves out of a lot of conversations. And so then my question to myself was, well, what's the next conversation that's right for you to begin?
For you, I mean, for you personally?
For me personally, yeah.
So you were poised, you were going to make a pivot. It's a matter of finding what's the best use of your talents to have a bigger impact.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Exactly.
So then, after the Women's March, I met Tammy Williams.
Who's she?
Tammy is the founder and CEO of Envision2bWell.
All right.
Okay. We met as a result, in fact, we met on a kindness walk in Philadelphia.
A kindness walk.
A kindness walk. A walk
What
for
is
kindness.
a kindness walk for the audience that doesn't know it?
A kindness walk is where we walk to instill kindness or to share kindness to others. And we felt that, in fact, a dear friend of hers, Heidi Solomon, was the one that started it. And so we gathered all together, and we had lunch at a restaurant in Philly called Karma. And we talked.
How fitting.
It is, it's fitting. We talked, this was in March of 2017, and by August 1st, I was a partner. Because Tammy said two things. One is that she was also in a pivot mode, but she knew that she could not do this alone, and she knew that she could not be a change agent alone, and she wanted a partner. That was an invitation that was big enough for me.
We need to take a break. We need to hear from our sponsors.
Okay.
And we'll be back in a few minutes. We'll pick up and learn more about this important area of wellness and how her company is attacking it. Be right back. Don't go away.
Watch bloopers, behind the scenes footage, previews, and more.
I work 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. So when I'm off the clock, I gotta get stuff done. So when I need a snack, I need something healthy, tasty, and easy to eat. Like wonderful pistachios without the shells. They're protein-powered, delicious, and great on the go. And that's perfect for me. Thanks, Liz. A woman without a lot of time.
Whether you're a gourmet cook or just want to eat like one, visit Rostelli Market Fresh, your home for the freshest, locally sourced ingredients to please everyone who loves great food. Our organic meats, quality seafood, and free-range poultry are cut fresh to order. Chefs create culinary-inspired prep foods made fresh every day, which pair nicely with our vast selection of fine wines and spirits. Choose from handmade pastas, artisan cheeses, organic produce, and grocery items, all from the finest purveyors. Rostelli Market Fresh, from our family to yours.
RVNTV is a platform for people of any industry to share their story. Over 285,000 viewers are tuning in to RVNTV shows monthly. We guarantee a great experience that you'll be sharing with everyone you know while increasing your personal and company's brand awareness. But what is your brand? According to Forbes, it's a combination of your logo, your product, your design and feel, and your personality. Did you know that aside from being a guest, we offer even more opportunity to boost your brand? Adding your company logo and website on screen during your interview will allow viewers to recognize your brand instantly. Incorporating images and video clips is another great way to showcase your product during your live segment. Let viewers see how good you really are. And most importantly, there's you and your interview. For less than the cost of a newspaper, direct mail, or a magazine ad, you can leave our studio and within 48 hours.
Welcome back to What's Your Story? Today we're talking about wellness, a topic that's all over media, and we have somebody who's invested her career at this point in trying to make an impact in that particular area. And she reminded me, Doctor reminded me while we were out that I forgot to ask her about something very important. See, they just rebranded themselves within, 2 years of getting started?
Yes.
All right, so again, tell us that story.
Well, we started out with She's It.
She's It.
She's It, social health empowerment through IT. And through a lot of feedback that we have been receiving, especially over the last 6 months, they were saying, is this just for women? And we thought, no, we have a corporate program, whatever. Well, I already had identified Envision2bWell as part of our corporate program offering. And when we looked at it and when we looked at what we were putting behind it, we said, that should be the name of the company.
What kind of response did you get to that?
We rebranded. First of all, Tammy Williams worked with our small staff, and within 30 days to totally rebrand the company. Within 30 days, we changed the app, all the name of the app and the website and everything. And so now we are Envision2bWell, powered by She's It. And so now everybody has a sense of what is Envision2bWell.
Yeah, I personally resonate with the Envision2bWell name.
Yes.
Because again, I'm a guy, and I saw She's It, and I thought I was excluded.
Yes.
But you guys are all about inclusion.
Yes.
To be able to do this. I ask every guest the why question. Why are you doing this? You alluded a little bit earlier in the first segment, but why do you do this kind of work?
Well, first of all, can we go to the last slide? Why Envision2bWell?
Here we go.
Here we go. Why? One is that we want to say we are a minority woman-owned technology company. Tammy had these wireframes since 2014, 15, 16 maybe, and within 2 years we brought it to this point. And
You mean from
her
an
ideas
idea
and some initial drawings of a phone that had these kinds of things on there to where we are now, this everything wellness in one place.
That's remarkable within 2 years.
It is remarkable.
Good.
We're pretty tough ladies.
Well, you're committed to it. That's why I asked
We
you,
are
why are
committed to
you
it.
doing this, right?
Well, and so for the people that we serve, it's for companies, we want them to realize cost savings while creating a more inclusive culture of health and wellness. We want people to save time, have more wellness for better health. We want society to see that poor health is not due to character flaws. Rather, health is primarily socially determined. There are things that are out of their control.
Yeah, I can imagine the underserved audience that you mentioned before. They don't necessarily have a car to drive to a gym. They don't have, some of them may not have the kind of a job that can afford a gym membership, but now you're sort of democratizing wellness in a way.
That's what we call it, democratizing 360-degree well-being. Absolutely.
I like that term. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And we want everyone to have the KISSA, the knowledge, support, access, and autonomy.
That comes with the,
Social health empowerment.
okay.
Yeah.
So having this power within somebody's hand on the phone, that is very, very compelling. Do you have as you were going from idea to reality, there must have been some interesting stories you could share all along the way of how this sort of became what it is today. Could you share a story with us?
Well, the first story was Tammy had the vision for the health part of it. Nobody was doing anything about body composition and about percentages of body fat, whatever, when she started. And so she had that, and she already had the notion of challenges because she herself was undergoing some health problems, and there was nothing that she saw, nothing in the field that actually addressed what she knew to be health, but also health that people could have control over themselves. When I joined her, I had just finished a whole series of education about conversational leadership. And so between the two of us, that's how we came to 360-degree wellness, everything from aging to work. It's how we came into conversations and challenges following those 15 channels. That's how we came into adding all of the other features. She already had the My Personal Body Blueprint and My Food, My Moves. And so then with the other, added, it really was a world of wellness. And even since then, we've added, we're adding a feature that can add experts. We've added edutainment. So it really is all in one app.
Edutainment. So
Edutainment, which is both educational and entertaining.
can you give me an example of a topic that's you use that concept with?
Well, you can have any topic. You can have a video on kindness that gets people motivated to do random acts of kindness, or you can have a dance video to get you up and going for your daily motivation or for your exercise video. So that's a more educational.
So when somebody has the app, they can decide of all the things that are available to them at that moment, which one do they feel like doing? I feel like moving around, I feel like dancing, or I want to
Exactly.
focus on food.
Exactly.
And you can do that type of a thing.
Yeah.
Why do corporations like it so much? Because I imagine that the name change really helped there. So what are they telling you they want to use this for?
Right now, our execs are getting that information from the corporations, and what our initial feedback so far is that, wow, is that this is something that for their employees, that it's like that that companies will be able to know how well their employees are in fact engaging in all of these things, because we'll have a portal for the companies, and they'll be able to see, wow, we have employees that are interested in doing this, so let's do this, or we want the employees to do this, and now we can have a platform right in their hands so that they can see it right away.
And they can see that their employees are embracing this because you have the data and the analytics
Exactly.
to show that to them. That's pretty brilliant. And all within 2 years. What was Tammy's background?
Tammy was in corporate America, and she had just left a position, a global education and HR position. And so she had told me when the time she had met that she had always wanted to be a hand surgeon. Just think about the image of a hand surgeon with all of the detail, all of the 3D, all of that knowledge. That's her brain. And so I'm not surprised that we've come this far because of her vision and her drive and her just mental capacity to create something like this out of something that we talked about.
In my head, I'm kicking around the word legacy, right? Because you said I'm a baby boomer. So this could be your legacy. You were at Chestnut Hill doing a student at a time. Now you have an opportunity to do a bigger impact. So what's the future look like for the company?
Well, I think the future for the company is that we're going to be a global partner. We're going to be a global partner in the whole wellness industry. Once people begin to, and once corporations and companies, people begin to see all of what's there and what's possible, so that what one company does and their articles, where it's going to look totally different from it. It's like a whole, it even matches me because my background in special ed was all about, number one, individualization, and number two, team, interdisciplinary team. This is really a mobile interdisciplinary team around wellness. And that, I think, is not necessarily a short-term conversation, but within 5 years, I foresee us being a global partner in the wellness industry.
You and I are boomers. My daughter is going to go nuts over this because she believes that programs like yours are very attractive to candidates to join companies, knowing that they have programs to help the wellness. Football is fine. Having endless coffee available is fine. But actually to be doing something to offer the employees something that you've developed to the employees, and they get it for free through the company, that's a great incentive for one candidate to consider one company versus another company. So I think that the millennial, that audience, is really going to take to this based upon what my daughter's sensibility is.
That's what we're hoping. Like I said, wellness and also this kind of platform is not the kind of sell that that other companies have. Like, I have one diet, or I have one of this, I have one of this. We know that this is going to be a longer conversation, but usually what happens in my experience is by the time you get there, you're there.
You mean when you get there, meaning mentally?
I'm sorry. When people begin to see all of what's here, it's like, wow. And then it's going to take off.
I know when you started to talk to me about this, I myself was overwhelmed at how broad and deep this is. And you're only going to be adding more and more to it to help the individual and help the company
Right.
achieve wellness. Because, again, the amount of sick time that corporations have to endure because of poor health, and it's something like sometimes it's just bad habits that the employees have that cause them to become ill to do this. So
Maybe bad habits, but also could be because, as you know, a lot of our employment population, people that make minimum wage or just a little bit above. So even though they have a job, they may not have access to a lot of those kinds of resources that others of us might have. And so this will we're hoping to give them motivation to say, wow, it's here, now I can really do something about it.
you used an acronym before, KASS. Could you say that one more time?
KSAA, knowledge, support, access, and autonomy for
So
better
that's it
health.
in a nutshell.
That's it in a nutshell.
Listen, we have to stop, and I want to thank you for coming on the show. But at the end of every show, I give the guest an opportunity to look into the camera, speak to the audience about anything you want. What would you like to share with them?
Well, I have an ask. If you want to save time, have more wellness, and actually have better health, sign up for the Envision2bWell app now through September 23rd, and it's only $23.99, and that yearly price will be your yearly price for the remainder of the time that you become a subscriber. Go to Envision2bWell app, try it out, and you'll see how much it's going to help you.
What is the website?
The website is envision, the number 2, the letter B, well.io. And IO is for a technology company.
Start. And how would they get in touch with you personally?
I'm at Carol at envision2bwell.io.
Okay, listen, I want to thank you. And I believe that all of us should pay attention to what you're doing and at least investigate it to understand that, hey, attaining wellness doesn't have to be a struggle. Doctor, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I hope you learned a lot today. I hope you're motivated to consider this part of your entire life to take care of yourself. So again, until next week, I'll have another guest, authentic and genuine, hopefully have insights just like the doctors that will help you in your private and professional lives. And again, thank you very much for tuning in. Be well. Have a great weekend.